Hello dear student, today we are going to learn the concept of moment of inertia in rotational motion is an analogous quantity for mass in linear motion. Now first of all, the meaning of analogous. Analogous, when we are talking about analogous, so it means that we are trying to compare. Means it says that whatever the quantity we have learned about moment of inertia, that is nothing but in rotational motion that will be actually similar to mass in linear motion. That means if suppose in rotational motion and this is linear motion, in linear motion if suppose I am considering mass is given by m, then this mass will be actually similar to moment of inertia, that is given by I, and its formula is mr square. The unit of mass is kg and the unit of moment of inertia is kg meter square. So we have to do the comparison, and it says that mass in linear motion, it is actually moment of inertia in rotational motion. Okay, so we'll take one example and you will try to understand about it. So it is somewhat like this. Suppose considering mass, so this is the case of my linear motion. This Lm stands for linear motion and Rm stands for, Lm stands for linear motion, this is stands for linear motion, and Rm stands for rotational motion. So first is as I have already said that suppose I am considering displacement. So displacement is given by s, here it is given by theta, that is angular displacement. This is linear displacement. Second, suppose I am considering velocity in linear motion, so it will be omega, that is angular velocity in rotational motion. Acceleration a bar, here it is linear acceleration, alpha is the angular acceleration. The formula for force is equal to mass into acceleration. Here force is nothing but it is tau, that is a twisting force. Tau is equal to, in place of m I will write I, and in place of acceleration I will write alpha. So you can see that how does the formula is converted. In linear motion the force is given by force is equal to mass into acceleration. In here rotational motion, since what is happening, whenever we apply force to a rotating object, so it will going to twist or have a circular effect on it. That's why it is nothing but it is torque is equal to I alpha. Like in a case of a blade of a fan, suppose these are my blades of a fan. Okay, if I will apply force from this particular direction, what we're going to find out that the blade of a fan will rotate. It will rotate with respect to this axis of rotation, that is AR, axis of rotation, and when it is rotating, that means it will go to have twisting effect. So that's why whenever we are applying a force in rotational motion, so we are getting a torque. Next formula is linear momentum. Linear momentum is given by P is equal to mv. P is equal to mv. Here it is given by L is equal to I omega. L is equal to I omega. So you can see that here also I have, in place of M I took I, in place of omega V I took omega. Similarly here also in place of M I have taken I, in place of A I have taken alpha. So like that we have to do the comparison. Next formula, that is KE, that is kinetic energy, is equal to half mv square. So kinetic energy for a rotating object it will be half I omega square. Again you can see this, here I am in place of M considering I, in place of V considering omega. So like that the notation keeps on changing with respect to rotational motion and linear motion, and as well as there will be changes in the formula also, but whatever the formula has been changed, so we are trying to substitute the quantity which is belonging to the rotational motion. So today, in today's lecture, what we actually going to do, we are actually going to find out this formula of K, that is K of a rotating object is equal to half I omega square. So this we have to derive. That means kinetic energy of a rotating object. Okay. So like that you can see we are trying to derive it. For this we are considering a rigid object. This rigid object is of uneven shape, any shape, not a regular shape like a circle, like a disc, or you can say like a rectangular block. It is of uneven shape. Now this object, it is rotating with some angular velocity. This angular velocity omega, but it is constant. Here I am taking omega is constant. This particular object I am considering that it is made up of n number of particles. Suppose I am considering one particle is located here having mass m1. This is having mass m1. So suppose the first particle is located here having mass m1. The second particle is located here having mass m2. The third one is there having mass m3, and the nth particle is having mass mn. From this center O, we have to draw a line at distance. This is r1, this is r2, this is Rn, and this is R3. So with respect to axis of rotation, fixed axis of rotation, we have got the distances R1, R2, R3 and Rn for up to the n number of particles. Now here I will going to find out the kinetic energy for the individual particle. So kinetic energy for the first particle, that is Ke for the first particle, it is nothing but it is half m1 v1 square. Now m1 v1 square, here this will going to become half m1 r omega r1 omega the whole square. That's why it will be half m1 r1 square omega square. Here we are considering that v is equal to r omega. This we are considering. Okay. So here we are having this formula, that is v is equal to Here we are considering V is equal to R omega, and that only we are substituting here. Now kinetic energy for the next particle, that is particle number 2. So for the next particle, that is Ke2 is equal to half m2 v2 square. That's why we're going to get half m2 r2 square omega square. For the third particle, K is equal to half m3 r3 square omega square, and for the nth particle, Ken is equal to half mn rn square omega square. So the total kinetic energy, total Ke of the object, that is Ke is equal to this, since it is rotational, so Ke rotational is equal to Ke1 plus Ke2 plus and so on plus Ke n. Okay, so step by step we're going to substitute. Equal to half m1 r1 square omega square plus half m2 r2 square omega square plus so on plus half mn rn square omega square. So here you can see that we are going to take omega square and half common. So I will take half omega square common. So inside the bracket it will be m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus so on plus mn rn square. Now you know that I is equal to mr square, therefore it will be equal to half omega square. I will take I1 plus I2 plus so on plus I n. Therefore this can be written as half I omega square summation of I is equal to 1 to n I. So this is nothing but this is my total moment of inertia. So I will going to consider this as total moment of inertia. So this is summation of I is equal to I1 to n I is nothing but it is a total moment of inertia, that is I. Therefore kinetic energy of a rotating object is equal to half omega square I, or K rotation is equal to half I omega square. So that only we have proof. So you can see that when we are writing this same formula in linear motion, so we are getting kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. So wherever you can see, wherever you can see, this is the same formula in linear motion. So we are getting kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. So wherever you can see, this is the same formula in linear motion. So wherever you can see, this is the same formula in linear motion. So wherever you can see, this is the same formula in linear motion. So you can see wherever I is coming, so there we got m. Wherever omega is coming, wherever v is coming, that we got omega, and wherever m is coming we got I. So this is actually the formula of kinetic energy of a rotating object. Okay, so this is I omega square. I hope you have understood this. Thank you very much. We'll meet in the next lecture.